Jordan, I want you to take us home with this last question. And it's a really light one. It's an easy one. We kind of talked about some of this stuff in the first episode, but this is a more specific, like practical question that we do get a lot. So this is our last question in our questions about sex grab bag today. But why wouldn't you live with your boyfriend? Like, why wouldn't you do that? How can you know if you'll make a good couple once you're married if you don't live together?
Yeah, man, I love that question because it sounds like the person who submitted either is dating somebody that they really, really care about and maybe is considering or just thinking about the future. And I can so deeply resonate with this question because I just recently got married and I wondered all throughout the process of dating and engagement, how do I know I'm going to be able to live with this person and their habits and their antics? And am I really going to marry someone and commit to someone that I haven't experienced that with? So I can really, really identify with that. I want to say two things. First, super, super, super practical is just statistics. There are many people who live together before marriage because they want to test it out. They want to test this thing, this relationship before they commit to someone for the rest of their lives. But statistics actually show us that this doesn't work. There are so many studies that actually reveal that couples who live together before marriage are actually more likely to get divorced. So even if you're not a Christian and you take God out of it, just like the porn statistics, there are statistics that show this is actually what culture is telling you to do is actually not working. And it's actually leading to more people separating than if you were to not live together before marriage. And then the second thing is when we think about marriage vows, even though compatibility, I believe, is important, what's more important is the vow to be with each other as long as we both shall live. So I feel like what actually cultivates a healthy and lifelong marriage and even relationship is that true commitment, which you don't get when you live together before marriage and you're just testing it out or trying it before you buy it. That's not true commitment. And I love that God created marriage to be this covenant and this commitment because it is a reflection of his relationship with us. He does not force us to choose them. We get to choose them by our own free will, and that's real love. That is real commitment. There are other ways to find out compatibility without living together. And I can say this because I just walked through it. Me and my now husband, then boyfriend, we went on weekly dates. We hung out with each other's friends and family and really got to see each other in those environments and how well they love the people around them. And we even got some counseling with my pastor and his wife even before we got engaged. I know that's not as popular, but we were really serious about this and we were like, hey, I've got some questions and we want some wisdom in navigating this. So we did premarital counseling. And now that we're married, of course, there are habits that I didn't know that my husband had, like leaving his socks next to the hamper instead of just putting them in the hamper. There are those things that obviously annoy me in the moment, but I also think that's what makes getting to know someone for a lifetime so fun. Like you have a quirk here and them doing the same for me, because that's how you know someone truly is committed and loving. Because honestly, if I had known how messy he was prior, I don't know if we would have been at the altar. I don't So yeah, I think that's the beauty of getting to learn
Yeah.
and figure
Yes.
out the person that you're
Totally.
wanting to commit to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Jordan,
Yeah.
so much. Yeah. What just like a reasonable answer to the question, like, hey, there are actually some like statistics about this, but we don't have to believe the like narrative that like that's the only way that you know, like that's the only way to find out. There are really other really helpful ways to know and that to actually merge your lives together and for there to be that commitment in marriage and for it not to just happen with the sheet of paper that's the marriage license, but actually with your bodies and with your stuff
Yeah.
and with your bank accounts. before we were two separate people, but now we are committed as one together. Like, it's such a cool thing,
Yeah.
really, if you think about it, that you get to then like act out like with your bodies and with your stuff
Hmm.
what the reality like legally is and then like the commitment you're making to each other
Yeah.
is. And I just think it's a really beautiful thing.